Welcome back, Hamilton County. We're joined this morning with Shawny Farley. Good morning.
Good morning, Kam.
Here to talk about Charles Peden, who's a pet psychic.
Yes, he's a psychic medium and an animal communicator, and I'm a manager of Black Chasm Cavern. He's hosting an event at our location on January 24th. He's going to be coming in with guests. You can reserve your space to book an event with Charles Peden, and he will help you to get in contact with deceased loved ones. He can help you get in contact with deceased pets, and he can also contact them live. For instance, if you have a missing pet, he can help you find it. If you have a pet that you're not quite sure what's going on with them and you're concerned, he can help you understand what's going on. So he's pretty amazing.
Yeah, it sounds like it. And if you haven't been down into Black Chasm, probably, like you said, it's kind of away from the outside disturbances.
Yes, it's a very quiet, calm environment, provides a really good atmosphere for the event. And so he loves doing bookings. As a matter of fact, we just finished an event that he had there. And after the event, literally people were coming up the stairs out of the cave, and I had a couple of women with tears rolling down their face from the experience, and they said that what he told them, there's no way he could have known that ahead of time, and that it was simply an amazing experience. And I'm like, hey, you don't have to tell me. He's he's done that for me a couple of times. So
okay. Can you share your experience?
One of my experiences was interesting because when he does his event, he says, I will, bring forth information and I'll describe what I'm seeing, and if it applies to you, then speak up. And so here we are, we're at this event in the cave, and he's talking, and like nobody's claiming the information he's bringing forth, like he's saying the name Alice, and all of a sudden, at the very end of the event, when he's all done, he goes, oh, okay, first of all, he skipped over it, and he said, well, we'll come back to that later. At the end of the event, all of a sudden, it hit me. He was talking about my deceased aunt, Alice, and everything he had said all up until that point was absolutely spot on. But I just, at that moment, couldn't quite digest all the information and put it together. So it was a pretty, once I looked back on all the information, I'm like, how did you get that? That was amazing.
So what's the date of the event that Charles is going to be there?
He's going to be at Black Chasm January 24th. The event takes place from 5 to 7 in the evening, and you can make your reservations online through Charles's website. And you can look him up on Charles Peden, P-E-D-E-N. And for Black Chasm, kind of switch venues on here a little bit. Black Chasm, as far as for the holiday seasons, if you have family up in the area and you want to get out of the house, kind of break that cabin fever, give people an opportunity to see something cool, bring them to Black Chasm. We're open every day, weekdays, weekends, holidays. We're open on the holidays as well, so they can come up and do tours on the hour from 10 to 4. The actual holidays, Christmas Day, Christmas Eve, Thanksgiving, we are on reduced hours those 3 days, but we're open 10 to 4 all the other days.
Tell us about Black Chasm being, is it a state landmark?
Well, it is a national natural landmark, so we are privately owned and privately operated, but we're recognized by the National Park Service with a title of distinction. It's called a National Natural Landmark, and it's actually an act of Congress. So it is a big deal to get that title, and we're very proud of it. And it's been issued to us because we have an abundance of rare and stunning crystal structures called helictites, which seem to twist and curve and grow in all directions out of the walls. And in this cave, we have so many of them, you'd have no idea they were normally rare.
It's
big deal.
I'm a photographer, and I love to go down into the cave and shoot. And when I share these photos, people are like, where is this? And I'm just shocked at the people. I mean, this is right up by Volcano. So it's just in our backyard,
absolutely,
if you will. And people, I mean, it's so amazing. And they're just like, they think that I'm in some other country or some other planet, maybe.
Well, the old saying goes, you never see what's in your own backyard, right? So if people take time, they sightsee, and they end up going out of area. But Black Chasm is just amazing. So hopefully people will come up during the holiday seasons and bring their visitors and their family and be able to enjoy the sights for themselves.
Right, yeah. Definitely. It's a short little walk. You go on a tour, correct?
Yes. So they come in and we take them on a guided tour. It's about 45 minutes long, and we do go downstairs. It's 165 stairs into the cave and back out, which sounds like a lot, but it's really very doable. We have a couple flights of stairs, and then we separate those stair flights out with viewing platforms so that you don't have to do all the stairs in one long run, and it makes it very manageable. But when we go down, it's a vertical cave, and so we only go down about halfway into the cave, and from the lowest point on our walkway, you can still look over the handrail, and 80 feet below you is a beautiful blue, kind of a teal blue lake at the bottom of the cave, and that's the natural color of the lake. And the entire bottom of the cave is a water table, so there are lakes in all of the chambers when you get down to that elevation. And so you get to see the lake, you get to see all of the helictites. We go into different chambers. The guides will give you some geology and some history and throw in a few really corny cave jokes, which are mandatory when you're giving a tour. So.
Wasn't there one of the views part of a movie, or they used, was it The Matrix or something?
Matrix was definitely involved with Black Chasm. We were the inspiration. Black Chasm Cavern and California Caverns were the artistic inspiration behind the building of the set of Zion. And so, you know, of course, in that movie, it's the last human city and it's underground. And they originally wanted to film in a cave, but action movies are a little bit too active, maybe a little bit too possibly damaging. And so they ended up deciding to build their own fake cave, and they did it in a hangar in Alameda. And at the time when my co-manager went over to look at it, he went in and he said his jaw just hit the floor. Everything looked so realistic. It was amazing until you looked at the ceiling and saw the stalactites bolted to a grid up there. Then you could tell it was fake.
Right.
But it was impressive what they did.
Great. Let's give out the date again for Charles Peden's
That's going to be
psychic.
January 24th, 5 p.m. at Black Chasm Cavern.
Okay, and you can look him up online at his website.
And you can look him up, charlespeden.com.
Perfect. With that, I believe we're going to run to an ad break, and we'll be back. Stay tuned.